Welcome to historic St. John's Church graveyard. When we first started the colony here, that is now Virginia, we had plenty of green space and plenty of trees. But as time passed and our city started to grow, cities got larger, our yards got smaller, and our green spaces started to shrink. So graveyards like this one right here were very important for green spaces in urban areas. And before the concept of parks, they were used like parks. You could come and take a walk, you could sit under a tree and read a book, you could have picnics with your family and friends, present and departed. Graveyards then and today are still used as quiet green spaces in urban areas. An important feature of green spaces are our trees. Trees are very important to us for multiple reasons. They make us feel good. One of the interesting trees we have in our yard, and they're local to this area, is the redbud tree. In spring it has a lovely blossom on it. It has a nice heart-shaped leaf. And it is also good for collecting carbon dioxide and putting out oxygen. It is also a smaller growing tree, so if you would like to include them in your yard for landscaping, they're nice because you don't have to worry about them growing too big and getting up into electrical wires and things like that. Another one of our very interesting trees in our graveyard is the ginkgo tree. This comes from China originally, and it has a beautiful fan-shaped leaf. The uniqueness of this shape of the leaf is one of its interesting points. And in the fall, when the leaves turn, they turn magically overnight all the same, and then they just drop off the trees. We have both a male and a female tree. And in the fall, the female drops a fruit that's rather pungent. And this is the fruit from the ginkgo tree. When they fall on the ground and you step on them, they smell awful. But this is the fruit, and as it dries and breaks away, this is the seed that's inside. This is another beautiful shade tree. It's a Japanese maple. It gives us a lot of shade, has a pretty leaf, and in the fall it turns red leaves that are very attractive as well. Then we also have a witch's broom in our tree. A witch's broom is when the tree has been affected by a parasite, a fungus, or something that causes it to mutate and become dwarfed in a certain area of the tree. As long as it's there, it will always stay dwarfed compared to the rest of the tree. If you look up into our tree, you can see the witch's broom right here. You can see the difference in the size of the leaves and how dense it looks compared to the rest of the tree. They are called witch's brooms, not because they look like witch's brooms, but olden times they didn't know how to explain it, so they said it was where a witch's broom touched it as she was flying by and made a difference in the tree. One of my favorite trees is this one right here. It's called a Goldenrain Tree. In this late spring and early summer, it gets beautiful yellow blossoms all over, so it looks golden. Then in the fall, all these seeds turn into little lantern-shaped seed pods that shake in the wind that sound like a rain stick. You can hear them kind of rattle, and when the pods open or get stepped on the ground, then we get to see the little seeds inside. And they look like this.
Do birds like them?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
We also have flowering dogwoods, which are the state flower. We are lucky enough to have them bloom both white and pink. And you can see where we've already had our blossoms, and these will soon turn to berries in the fall for red, that are bright red, and the birds like them. Behind me is a maple tree. Maples and oaks, as you can tell, grow very large, and they live for a long time. So they are very good to have in the in terms of environment because they take in a lot of the carbon dioxide, put out a lot of oxygen, and they do it for a long period of time. This is a hemlock tree. This is where we discovered our first witch's broom on our property. It's right up here. And if you ever come across a tree and you don't know what it is, there are different ways to tell. First, you look at the bark to see what the bark looks like. Is it smooth or rough? Does it have coloring? Then you also look at the leaves, the shapes, how it's arranged on the branch. And then there's also the blossoms or their fruit. This one happens to smell very good. When you're identifying leaves, there's ones that are just single leaves on a branch, and then there are multiple leaves on a branch. And these are all different things you need to observe in the shape of the leaves as well. Right behind me is our male ginkgo tree, and you can tell by its size, it's been here for a while. Behind me is a hackberry tree. It's one of the best trees for planting in terms of helping our environment. You can tell it has a large canopy, which means it can turn a lot of carbon dioxide into oxygen, and it also grows for long periods of time. You can tell this one's been here for a while, and it also provides a great deal of shade in the summertime. When you come to visit us, you're welcome to walk our grounds and enjoy the pleasure of our green space. Sitting on this bench under the tree is a great place to be.